This is an HR program on demand, a living seed capsule of work life and workplace coming live from a rooftop in Stockholm, Sweden. It's me, Anne-Marie, and
me, Katarina Berg.
A vodcast, if you like, on HR, straight across the counter. Sponsored by HR The Real Deal, HR by HR for HR.
Katarina.
Yes.
My dear, we're closing 2024.
Yes, and
and here we are in the snow.
Yes.
Very nice, winterish. So when you look back at 2024, what are your reflections? Did the year go as you predicted, or were there any surprises?
Well, I had to, before we stepped up on the rooftop, go back and read my blog post from last year, kind of looking into the crystal ball of HR. What would 2024 kind of bring? Yeah. And very much so. And it wasn't that I was brave or had so many kind of contrarian trends. So maybe it was easy to predict what it was going to be. But I think it was, for us at least, as Spotify, and I don't think here the HRDP team been doubling down on so different things than most other companies have done. Of course, it was continue to work on, cracking the code of what does it actually mean to work distributed. And for us, trying to change, develop, and listen to our people when it comes to work from anywhere. We've been talking about this on this rooftop. I think everybody else has been talking about that too. But we have so many years, and I'm not talking about like tens, but more like 100 years of what does it mean when everybody comes to a place, no matter if that is a farm or a factory or an office. And that feels at home. It feels like something that you know how to do. So of course, building culture, that is important to all of us. Being efficient, that is important to most people. Having that rapport and collaboration, mental health, and so on and so forth. We know how to do that. Not everybody did it, but we know how to do that, especially if you think that is important and you dedicate your work life to do that. Here we are now with kind of a new playbook. And it doesn't mean that that's not the future. And we know that everybody wants that freedom and flexibility and a trust-based organization. But we don't do that as well yet. So I think that was one of the predictions, that we would do that more, and that maybe it would swing back for the people that don't have the patience or that might not read the science. I would dare to say correct of going, let's go back. It's like when you start to exercise or change a habit, after a while you go, let's go back to what we know, what's well known to us, rather than, okay, let's push even further and see if we can do this as well, with the things that is important for your people, your business, the result, and so on and so forth. The second thing was that, internal mobility, internal marketplaces, to democratize kind of opportunities, and for us also to maybe deliver on the promise, if I put it like that, of homegrown and recruit from within. And all the data, all the statistics are saying that we have done that more. But then, of course, you also have to define, are we only talking about promotions? And we never done that. We always talked about, it's not a ladder, it's rather a jungle gym or a monkey bar.
What do you call it? A jungle gym?
Yeah.
That's
so
nice.
you can step on the side, and you can step down if you go on parental leave, meaning that you don't necessarily per se say thanks or chase a promotion. You can do a private career and have a great job. It's more about the learning, the personal growth, having more complex things to do, and making sure that you are recruitable, but also employable, also where you are, and giving people that chance to kind of competence development, skills development, and personal growth. So we see that more people than ever have moved into a new role or added more things to the plate. and where we find with the support and the system and the technology, we find people in a better way, where it's not just up to the manager, but also kind of the internal marketplace is helping us that way. But you have to keep your resume updated. So that was another area that we foresaw that we would like try to do better and more and find our rhythm to do that. Diversity, inclusion and belonging, or equity, or any way you want to stack those kind of ladders. Important, still important. I think we were mentioning that we thought it would be kind of a setback. I think we saw that in most part of the world as a big backlash, because I think it is as important or even more important. But I think what we learned, which could actually be something good, is it's about the result and the outcome rather than the campaigns, the tokenism, and just talking about it. So I think not scared, but sad to see that happen in most companies around the world. But I'm also thinking that there is something positive coming out of this, that the people that are professional, that know things about this and have found or is finding ways to actually move the needle in a kind of sustainable and consistent way, are doing that now more than acting in fear or trying to like, hey, we're doing this. So, you know, the swing goes back and forth. So that was another area. And then of course the enter, which is not new, but in a big time and also faster than ever. We saw obviously the entrance of AI, generative AI, in many ways, and things that we do in workplace and also workspace, but also in work life. Also the LLMs coming in and more talk about agents. And in the end of the year, a bit more about digital twins too. So I think very exciting, not scary, but exciting in many ways. And then of course, the things that you need to think hard and I think spend time on, especially from the HR side or the people side of the house, is, you know, the principles, the ethics, how do we do that, and how don't we lose track of what's also important for people so they thrive together with the new technology. To mention a couple of things to end out the year. So I think it was fairly easy to predict. I think it ended up the way that most of us thought it would. It's been a couple of positive things, but I actually are even more excited to see what's 2025 will hold, because now it's going to be all the things, but accelerated. And this is the time to both step up, make some contrarian bets, and then make sure that you stay focused. And I think it's going to be really, really cool and fun.
2025.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much. Just to comment on what you said, 2024, I think all of the things that you said, obviously, we lived
I just
through.
had snow in my coffee.
Good for you.
Iced coffee.
Iced coffee. I think 2024 has just flown by because all of the things that you just mentioned. One of the reflections that I would add to yours is I just felt that people were tired this year, especially leaders, of all of the changes that are, you know, we've said it so many times, change is constant, but I think now it's like change on speed with everything that is going on. But I also think that the outside world looks dark. We have different kinds of wars, so people are mentally tired. I think the efforts on well-being and also to equip leaders on how to lead their teams. If I were to pick out something that was depicted for this year, I would say that has also been high on the agenda.
Yeah.
And I think that will continue for next year.
No, I think you're right. I think, though, that well-being, mental health, and will be on the agenda for many years going forward. And it's a topic by itself to talk about, because sometimes I think when you talk about people being tired, or when you talk about that burnout, I think sometimes we are using it in the wrong way. So it's not even helpful for the people that are tired or stressed or are feeling anxiety. But for sure, I think you're 100% right for calling that out. But I think it also has to do with, as you say, the macro, which doesn't have to do with work.
No, exactly.
So it goes down into the same kind of bucket, and and then it's easy to talk about work as kind of the biggest stress factor or why you're tired. And then I think the other thing is, which doesn't also necessarily have to do with work, is that change is changing.
Yes.
And it's coming faster.
Exactly.
And as we usually say, you don't like change if you didn't initiate yourself. And very few things you are in control of. So you have to find that thing that I also think that we will talk about more in the future, and also for 2025, which I do see a difference from generation to generation, is resilience or grit.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the toolbox for that, I think that's going to be more, how do you train? How do you make sure from early days that you have that resilience, both for work life, life itself, and the things that you can't control. And if you don't have that, oh my God, I think the only constant will then be conversations about mental health.
Yes, but I do, and I agree with you. I think it will continue, and as life happens, it also affects work life and the leaders that we have that obviously then need support and partnership there. Okay, so 2024 flew by.
Yes.
We're looking forward to 2025.
Yeah.
Now, for the listeners we have who don't see you, I will just share that you're also very much on brand today. You
I'm
have
very green.
the green Spotify
Yeah.
green. Yeah. So how about closing 2024
Let's do
together?
that. Yes.
Shall we?
Yeah. Stay safe.
Stay
strong. Stay active.
Idem modalje. This is so cozy. It's very winterish. Okay, this is not winterish.
It's slushy, baby. Slush season. This is the season. It's kind of like the Muppet Show when you have gloves. And yeah, we're being on brand. Like a little pea.
Look at her, like a child.
And yeah, on brand. Is it one pea? Many peas?
What do you mean?
Ärta.
Yes.
One
pea, many peas. Where is she going? Pea. Is a pea a vegetable?
Yes, I think so.
Is it a vegetable?
It's not
A pea.
It's not an herb. It's not a fruit. It's a vegetable, I think.
And okay, an avocado. But I think it's a fruit.
I think avocado is a fruit. Banana is an herb.
A herb, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's a herb.
Yeah.
Why is a banana a herb?
And it is.
It is. How can you? We are actually. Did I mess up? Mess up.
You did not mess up. What did you mess up?
Stay strong. No. We said it correctly, right?
Stay safe.
Okay.
Stay
It was
strong.
good. It was
stay
good.
Active. For once, I think what maybe surprised you was that we did it right. Yes.
Exactly.
I think that was the shocker.
So we closed the year by doing it right. Excellent.
Good. My God, I had like a lump thingy of snow.
Vad sa du?
Yeah. Like I took a coffee lump thingy of snow.
Ser man julgranen för oss nu? Alltså det var ju, julgranen var ju hela poängen.
Ja, men då vi kan stå lite på varsin sida. Blogglägget. Dålig balans. Jättedålig balans. Volej.